So when I'm working out in the gym, sometimes I like to break up the monotony of these traditional movements that everyone performs. You know, I like to look at angles, even using machines, how to tweak an exercise so I get a desired effect. With the leg extension, what I like to do is prop the hips off of the bench a little bit so that it really creates more of a stretch in the quads and it reduces the range of motion. But in doing so, it makes me focus on the top part of the movement, to squeeze, and really getting it to a point where I'm getting the maximum contraction from the quad where it inserts into the hip all the way down to the knee. So this next movement is just for that. I would recommend this more for bodybuilders who are really looking to get that separation, especially in some of those front poses where they're really having to, showcase the conditioning in their lower body. It's a great exercise for that. But also for women who just want to get more of a shapely look to their thighs. This is a great movement for that as well. So what I'm going to do here is I have a Bosu. You can use any bench really and put that, angle it on your leg extension. Okay, so your hips are then forced to come up and it's creating a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Okay, which is different than the leg extension. The traditional leg extension, there is no straight line from your shoulders to the knees. You're bent at the hips as you're seated. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm creating this straight line, which is going to create a little more of a stretch where the quad meets the hip, and also forcing a more maximal contraction, if you will, on the top part of the movement of the leg extension. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to put this Bosu ball right on the edge, okay? So I'm creating that angle. That allows him to sit back. You notice from the shoulders to the knees, straight line, creating more of a stretch here where the quad meets the hip, and begin. Let's do 10. You see the squeeze. It's a small motion, but the squeeze is more intense here, and you're focusing on really separating the different parts of the quad. Squeezing, squeezing. Good. Another thing that I find this very helpful for is for development of the inner head or the teardrop of the quadricep, the vastus medialis. Good. All right. Just be careful in this movement. We've had to make do with a Bosu ball. What I would recommend is just getting a flat bench. Most gyms have it. Just a pad, okay, a hard pad. So you're creating more of a platform, okay, on the leg extension than a seat. We've used a Bosu ball here. If you are going to use a Bosu ball because you don't have a pad in your gym, make sure you're not in your lower back is not in an uncomfortable position where you could yank yourself as you're doing the lift. So again, this is the leg extension, but focusing more on the top part of the movement and getting a stretch up where the quad inserts into the hips.